KT.
This is Carrah,
Welcome back to Life and the Party.
your unofficial guide to growing up and having fun. Thanks for joining us for episode 10. That's our first milestone, actually.
Is it really? Perfect.
Yeah. Before we jump into today's topic, I went to a Gabby Bryan comedy show last night. She's like a woman in her early 30s from New York City. I found her on TikTok. She's really funny. She used to have a podcast, or maybe she still does. I think it went on hiatus, but she is like another comedian that's known for like pretty good crowd work. And we went, it was like me, Ryan, and then my friends Benny and Shan. And at the end of Gabby Bryan's comedy shows, she offers advice. So she'll be like, hey, like at the end of my show, I save 10 minutes or whatever to give advice to someone. So raise your hand or like call out if you want advice. And my friend Benny raised his hand. And so I started like pointing at him. I'm like, he needs advice. He wants advice. And she sees him and she's like, okay, like, yeah, like what's going on? And he's like sitting there and he's like just so like kind of like confidently, but also like a little like shy. And he's like, I want to fuck my boss. And we're all like, what? And like the crowd went crazy. Like it was the loudest the audience had been the whole time. And then she's like, oh my God. She's like, she's basically like, yeah, like this is what I've been waiting for. And she's like, do it. And then she's like asking him all these questions like, how do you know? Like, what has he made a move? And he's like, yeah, I mean, like he's invited me to like a private room, like at work. And then she's like, what do you do for work? What do you do for work? And I'm not going to say it on here, but he like says like what his business does.
Mm-hmm.
And he obviously like didn't want to release like the name of his company, but immediately after he said like the line of work his company does, someone yells his company name from across the room, and he immediately gets scared.
Oh, no.
And then he was like, yeah. So then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, but my boss is married with kids. And then everyone's like, oh my God. And like it just went crazy. But like she was like, yeah, you just have to do it. You should do it. And then show's over. And I like looked at him and I was like, Benny, that was crazy. Like the reaction you got, like I would have thought that was staged because of like how much everyone loved it and how much she loved it. And he was like, yeah, I just made that up. And I was like, what? He's like, I made all of that up. Like that, none of that's true. And I was like, oh my God.
He's doing it for the plot. Also,
I
apparently a lot of
know.
people want to fuck their boss.
Well,
So it
I
sounds
had no idea. Like Shan and Benny are closer. They've known each other a lot longer. And I was like, did you know he was lying that whole time? And she was like, yeah. She's like, the last I knew, like his boss was like a straight woman. So I was like, oh my God. And then I told Ryan, because Ryan's still like reeling from the story. He's like, oh my God. I was like, Ryan, he lied. And Ryan was like, what? And then that was like even funnier. But someone like came up to Benny after the show and was like, yeah, man, like you should do it. You should do it. And
I
I'm like,
didn't. It was great.
yeah. But I thought that was really funny.
Promotion City. Oh my God, that is good.
I was like, he couldn't go like a full hour and 45 minutes without being center of attention for like 2 seconds.
Well, he's in Aquarius, right?
That's that Aquarius vibe. No, I love it. The acting was great. And also Benny, I would say, is probably our number one fan of Life and the Party. So obsessed.
Obsessed. Thanks, Benny.
Yeah, thank you. We'll send you a check in the mail. Today we're doing a mid-year performance review. I hope that doesn't trigger any of you all, but we could call it something more fun. Katie, come up with something that sounds more fun that's like maybe punny.
Give me a sec. Hold on. I keep getting stuck on the word check-in for some reason.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT and see if they're better than you.
Probably.
Katie's are ridiculous.
Okay, you say because I'm drawing a blank because I'm like, oh no, work.
Mid-year check yourself. The midpoint moment, halftime huddle, cruising or losing. Mid-year gear check. Level up, look back. These are not punny.
Yeah. It's like it's trying too hard to be funny.
These names are horrible. I asked for more, and it grill and skill sesh. Goal digger check-in.
Okay, that one's not. Those last two weren't the worst. They're not let's see. I feel like I have to come up with something now that I'm judging. Do I have to beat ChatGPT? Shoot.
It's technically a vibe check.
It kind of is, yeah. Chit chat. Check-in. No. I got nothing.
Okay. We'll just keep it as a mid-year performance review. We don't care if you're triggered. So this is going to be referencing our New Year's resolutions. I put that in air quotes because I listened to that episode again today to remember like what our resolutions were. And the whole time we're like, we don't believe in New Year's resolutions.
They're New Year's vibes.
Then we like self-assigned some, but they were definitely like looser. Like they were more like
motivations.
Kind of, yeah, like kind of a goal, but not like smart goals. So yeah, so we're going to just check in on those. If you haven't listened to our New Year's resolution episode, let's see what number it is. Episode number 3, making 2025 our female dog. So that is what we're going to focus most of this episode on. We're going to have like a quick intermission where Katie said this is very important to her. I don't even know what it is, but she said today she wanted to talk about Darry Rings. Is that how you say it? Or Darry?
Yeah, I think so. So like I keep getting these like ads on TikTok, or it's just like around like people talking about these things called Darry Rings, like Darry, I think. And there's this ring that you can only buy once in your life. They photo ID you. They're like, oops, John Smith bought this already. He can't buy another one. And it's like a bunch of jewelry. So it's like these these like high school girls who are like, my boyfriend's not buying me a Darry ring. And I'm like, what?
So if a boyfriend bought it for a girlfriend, would it be in his name or her name?
It's his name, yeah, because he bought it for her, so he can buy one. So if they break up, he and his new girlfriend or whatever is like, can I have one? He have to be like, no, I already bought it for somebody else. And I was like, this sounds
what's
like
the point in it?
To show true love and devotion. And I went to their website.
So it's like a promise ring kind of thing?
It's like a you're my person forever ring. I actually like fully went to this website and they have a whole on like 2-minute video about their like 10 core beliefs.
Is it kind of culty?
Maybe. Let's see. Hold on. So they have our DR story. Oh my God. Okay. So they have goals. They're like the 10, one love, one lifetime, and in love we trust. They have created the world's only true love agreement, a sacred vow beyond the reach of any institution, untouched by laws or contracts. No force shall meddle in the promise you make to another. This is the ultimate way to declare everlasting true love. So they verify you, they have a ring ID, and they have a true love agreement they can send you. But they have like 10 conditions. So they don't sell to people who are irresolute, materialistic, who just want it for like flexing, the unfaithful, to minors, to the impulsive.
How do they prove this stuff? This is just stuff that they're like, you were entrusted to follow.
Yeah, like they say they don't sell them. I'm like, do they ask you if you've cheated on your boyfriend before? Like, or your partner's cheated on you? They don't sell to ones buying for a second lover. Can't delete your purchase records. You can't buy it for yourself. You can't buy it anonymously. And they don't sell to people who've are pressured into marriage? I don't know how they know the answers to these questions, but
Who's the founder?
let's see.
And are they ugly, and what are they made out of?
The rings. Oh, I thought you meant is the founder ugly, and I was like,
Oh,
maybe
no.
they might be.
I meant the ring.
Oh, it's Tony and Wendy.
Those are scary names used together. They sound culty. Tony and Wendy.
But says when Tony proposed, Wendy declined, not because of the ring's value, but because it lacked a true symbol of their unique love. In 2010, they founded Darry Ring and created the True Love Agreement, a vow to love one person for a lifetime. Wendy finally said yes, and their promise became the heart of Darry Ring. Yeah, so that you can buy like jewelry from them. It's a lot of engagement rings and like couple rings and
Oh, Tony and Wendy. Those
necklaces.
are their like Americanized names.
Yeah, it does feel very weird. It feels like a fake website. Like they asked for a photo of an ID to purchase them.
It just sounds like they're trying to like create some sense of like some like scarcity effect and like you're extra special.
Yeah, like I'm like the rings look like. Let's see, is there anything unique about them?
What if your partner dies and you want to get married again?
That doesn't count.
You have to kill
You can
yourself?
only love one person forever.
Bro, these people are getting divorced for sure.
All these people.
They definitely are. Or they're going to kill one another. If they probably can't get divorced, they're probably going to kill each other.
I mean, legally, can they get divorced now because they have a Darry Ring? Is that like something that they can't do anymore?
Yeah, I'm looking at a Reddit. This is piecing me off. I'm trying to find like shit about it. This seems like fucking Elon Musk is behind it.
It's yeah. I didn't say something about. I mean, I didn't really look too much into their rings, but I'm like, I don't see anything like obviously on here about like ethical sourcing or like
but
customization.
Why can't I find anything
really
bad?
Maybe because people they scrub the internet and or they double down.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it has to be like something kind of weird if like they're able to scrub the internet that well, because clearly if people think it's a weird thing, like this is fucking weird.
Trustpilot gives it a 3.2.
What is Trustpilot?
It's a website where you can like search companies and you can like review them on their website. That's how I found out some companies that look like real ones are actually like drop shippers. It's like, oh, you think it's a company, but it's actually a Chinese storefront drop shipper. You may or may not ever actually get anything.
Well, that could be Darry Rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if you changed your name? Couldn't you buy another one?
Too fucking bad. If you have another ID, maybe.
Yeah,
it sounds like they're mining data or something. Like, why do they want your ID?
No, I think the people who buy these rings are going on a list of like dumbass, like easily manipulated people. And then those people are going to be ones that are like used as like tests for like alien abductions or something.
It's odd. And I didn't want to tell you about it ahead of time because I wanted.
When I saw Darry Rings, I thought of like tree rings.
Oh, something sciencey?
Yeah. Or I was like, or this is going to be like some like elf thing or something from a fantasy book. It's like an elf's name.
Gotcha.
No, okay, that was interesting. I'm going to go down like a TikTok thing later.
Well, now that we've all realized that Darry Rings are dumb AF, we're going to jump into our mid-year performance reviews. Man, I really want a promotion. So, I'm doing my best. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we each had 3 resolutions, going to go through them, talk about them, and then give them sort of a general rating of exceeds expectations. Doing all right. Meets just general. Okay.
Okay, I guess.
And needs improvement. And those sounds will follow as well, just for our own humor. So I figured we could get rolling with one of our first resolutions. I can go with mine first. And my first one that I had was the word intentional, my vibe check on being intentional, making plans, asking for what I want, and just doing it. So far, I feel like I lie in the middle of needs improvement and okay.
Okay, so you got to let me.
I
You got to
know.
do it.
Gotta
Okay,
do it.
so.
Ugh, heartbreaking.
Okay, and then.
but
Mm, okay, I guess.
but that's okay because your girl signed up to go to therapy. So that's why I'm like, we're on the way up. Yay! I mean, overall, it's more just things get busy. Work is stressful right now. It's really hard to focus on some other stuff sometimes due to chaos. So it's more about getting back into that go me main character mindset energy. And I think this will be the start. So that's how I feel about my first one. What do you think?
Wait, can I add stuff?
Of course, yeah.
Do you, because I feel like we can also check in and be like, is this the same word you want to like use moving forward? Like, does it still resonate with you, or you think it should like shift to something else?
I think right now it still resonates. I'm cool with what that vibe is. It's what I started with. I think maybe after I maybe do some, thinking and therapy thoughts and stuff like that,
So,
maybe it'll transition into something else.
okay, so therapy will get you, like, is your plan to focus on it? Like, therapy is going to get you back on track?
I mean, it's not just that, but I think that'll give me tools to do stuff better. Also, like, it's going to be spring. So, like, my mood will just, I think, generally be like, spring, cool, fun stuff outside.
It's finna be summer, Katie.
Yeah, I think the vibes are going to be doing this, especially with
Going up.
Going up, yeah. But I can't say I've met that goal yet. Just trying to be honest with myself and with y'all. So,
Yeah.
we are all growing
Respect,
here.
Katie.
Thank
Respect.
you. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go now.
Okay.
My word was consistency, is consistency. And I was specifically talking about, like, I know at the time I was having trouble finding a Pilates studio that I liked, which had really thrown me off like my routine. And so, like, I wasn't working out as much and I wasn't getting up super early. And then also, I wanted to be consistent in making plans with friends so that I could establish a social routine in Atlanta, as well as with like new people. And I would say I exceeded expectations because I did find a Pilates studio that I really, really love. And it's one of like my big wins, I feel like, since I've been in Atlanta.
That's probably pretty hard to
Mm-hmm.
find. How many did you test out?
3.
I feel like that's enough.
Yeah. And then also, I remember, I think we talked about this, is like, I know I specifically mentioned like Pilates and then making friends. And I feel like I've been really good with that. Like, especially since I was traveling last week and I'm traveling next week. I was like, okay, this week home is about like making sure I can make time to see like my people and like hang out. But when I also think of consistency, like, this sounds silly, but I think I talked to you about this before. Going to my nail salon, I got my nails done and I like loved the girl who did my nails. And then I got my nails done another time by someone else just based on like time constraints. And I loved her. And like, we just like talk the entire time. And like, I'm definitely there like longer than I need to be because we're just like chatting. But like, developing like those kinds of relationships that aren't like just your friends, but like with people in your community or that you can like look forward to seeing and interacting with. Like, I really like that.
I do too. That's nice to like get that more than just friends. Like it's their third place. Just like those extra areas that you recognize you can just chit chat and get some of that like social engagement without it being like a whole big thing or it's just a little minor tidbit,
Yeah. But I forgot to do that. So I would say it exceeds expectations.
Yay. Go, Carrah. Hell
Thanks.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to circle back with you, Katie.
Oh no.
Just kidding. I'm not
Do
circling
we
back.
need the lingo? Do we need the jargon?
But now it's your turn. I think then we talked about like roughly about like 2 resolution-ish things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you share yours.
Yeah. So my other resolution, or one of them, was to move in with the BF and like start hosting people just around, like be a little bit more social. I mean, I live by myself, so and the winter really makes it cold. So I get kind of like cozy and homebound. So I would say with moving in with the BF, it's happened. We signed the leases, so I would say that's an exceeds expectations because it's all done. Mainly also too because we found a really good deal on a 2-bedroom apartment. So
Yeah.
like the amount of money being saved is cha-ching. Like it
Yeah.
that is like the key here, especially with world chaos and job chaos and everything. So
Yeah, it's like an extra layer of security.
it's got the things that we wanted and isn't super duper freaking expensive.
And you're moving this weekend.
Yes, and we're doing a big bulk move. Shout out to the homies here.
Yeah.
Helping me with some of the furniture. It's not going to be too bad, I promise. But so that's, I would say, an exceeds expectations. The other part of that resolution was like to start hosting and doing more stuff at my place. That hasn't happened too much, but
Well, you can't
I
do
would
it until
say
you move in.
true. So I'm going to give it a
So
medium because over the past few weeks, I've been seeing friends probably maybe every other weekend for birthdays or something going on. So it's like more doing more stuff out, but hopefully we'll be able to bring some stuff in once everything's all set up and figured out. So
okay, so we'll do this one. Okay, I guess.
yeah, it's like in between that one
It's
and
in
exceeds
progress.
expectations. It's in progress. It's not like
We could only do 3 noises, so they're not all going to apply perfectly.
yeah. So it's and everything is a step up, you know? That's how
Yeah.
I feel about it. We're it's all about growth.
Progress.
Can't solve everything in 2 months or 3 months from when we like filmed all this stuff or whatever. So
Mhm.
it'll be
Yeah.
great. All right. Back to you.
Okay. My next one is finding my places in Atlanta. And I feel like sorry, I was gonna try to be funny and say something and then I was like, no, I was like, just keep talking, and then I
It's
froze.
not happening right now.
And also Kaya's distracting me. Go lay down. Go lay down. You already have dinner. I took you out before this. Go lay down. Go on. Love you. Go lay down. Okay, my resolution was to find my places in Atlanta. And I have put a lot of effort, I think, into that. Like when I think back to when you were visiting in December, and there were like a couple places that I liked and I wanted to take you guys to, but I was also like easily overwhelmed by all of the options because I didn't feel that strongly yet. But now I feel like I feel strongly enough that when people have visited me recently, I'm like, no, I want to take you to here for coffee. I want to take you here for lunch. I want to take you here for dinner. I want to take you here for margaritas, like that kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
So I would say, not to toot my own horn, but I would say
Right.
exceeds expectations.
You said you found your Pilates studio and your nail salon on top of that. Hair people?
Yeah.
Found a hair guy, hair girl, hair
Girl.
person? Damn right.
She, her.
Perfect. Do you think that resolution still applies?
I think so. I think so
Okay.
because, I mean, I would like to have more places. Like, I want more. No, I'm just kidding. But I think I'm still super new to here. So I feel like this, I mean, like, I feel like this could last a couple years. Like, you want to keep finding places that you really like. Like, now maybe I could look for more like activity type places.
Okay.
I do need to find a place that has arcade basketball here. Or what is it called?
Like where you're just shooting in the little.
What is it called?
Yeah. I think it's like an arcade basketball.
I know, but every time I say that, someone else is like, you mean something hoops? And I'm like,
shooty
I guess.
Hoops? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, shooty hoops. The only thing is there's some like really bougie like game places here. I want like a bar that has one that I can play it at.
Not a game bar.
I want it to be a bar that I would like also just like hang out at, and then I can also play basketball. Like Players Club. Did I ever take you there in DC?
I don't think so, but I was thinking, what had bowling?
The Alley?
The Alley.
Kind of.
A little bit.
So I guess I need to find that, or I failed at my resolution.
You didn't fail. You just haven't found it
It
yet.
failed me.
A 99% is still great.
Okay, Katie, you are next for your last resolution.
All right. My last resolution is growing hobbies versus sitting around and staring at them. I'm gonna give that a needs improvement. Man, all these be needed. I'm just trying to be honest. I get really slow and lazy.
No,
in
you
the
should
winter.
be honest. I
I
think a lot
know.
of people are gonna relate to this.
But I think with some of these new changes, I might be able to like jump back into more of those things that I want to do. Fun fact, I'm going to start tonight because I thought I lost it, but I found it. The Britney Spears book. I'm just going to read it on top because I borrowed it from one of my volleyball friends. And I just having it there. And I was just like, I go through ups and lows of reading and podcasts and puzzles and games. Like it kind of is like this with like how I want to spend my activities. But so I've been stuck on that Fort Sumter book, and I just needed like a break because it's so heavy that it kind of takes away from like reading is emotional. Not that it shouldn't be, but I was just sort of like I need to separate from it. So
You think reading is emotional?
it can be, yeah. Especially if you're reading something where you're like it's tough and you're like not like you're into it, but you're not super into it. It can just slow you down, like momentum wise. So I was like, need to pick it back up. I found the Britney book while packing, and I was like, all right, perfect. This will be a jump in, a springboard back.
Yay,
and, like,
I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'll have some updates next time we
I think I let someone borrow mine and I never got it back.
Yikes.
I always let people borrow like my favorite books that I have because I want them to read them, and then I never see them again, and I don't even know who I give them to.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. I mean, maybe you should just have like 2 copies. That way you keep one for yourself and you can just give it to people. Or be like, hey,
I'm just not going to let people borrow books anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
if I lent you my Britney Spears book, please DM me.
Yes.
Please DM me. This is serious.
Emergency alert. So I think like outside giving myself some more time, I think maybe less like electronic associated activities, you know?
Yeah.
More hands, more puzzles. Yeah. But also like I thought about doing a puzzle recently, but I'm moving and the last thing you need is just little things about.
That would be the dumbest decision to start doing. You start a puzzle like 2 days before you move everything out of your apartment.
I told Daniel that a few weeks ago and he was like, okay. I don't know if that's a good idea just because. And I was like, but I'm quick with them. I was like, but the last thing I need is to be doing that when I could be doing other things. So I get kind of like puzzles. So I'm looking to do more of that.
Well, and now you're going to have like another room, like a second bedroom for like your office / like hobby room or whatever. You could figure out a way to display your hobbies in a way that is like makes them super accessible and like inviting. Because sometimes if you have, like I know with my painting stuff, a lot of it sits like in my closet. And if I don't see it, I like forget about it, or it feels like a job to take it all out and set everything up. But if you can have everything just kind of like there, that can help.
Yeah, I would agree. Like a lot of the things, because I'm in a 1-bedroom right now, it's not like I'm displaying all of my games and puzzles out in the living room where I do stuff. Like they're in my bedroom closet and I only see them when I'm in there, and I'm not doing a puzzle in bed. I mean, maybe
if you want to get real crazy, yeah, you can.
I know, just wild. But yeah, having it easily accessible makes it easier to do, and kind of like dedicated space for it, you know, versus like, oh well, I'm in this one room, it's my kitchen, it's my TV, it's you know, becomes a little less like designed. Like the whole thing where now people have been talking, I don't know if you've seen this, that open concept houses are out. We're going back to closed concept because people don't want to be in a kitchen staring at everything in their entire house. Like it creates space, and not everyone who wants to watch a movie wants to hear the dishwasher going and 10 feet away, you know, like it gives you space for things, you know, or maybe some sort of like middle I feel like open / closed concept.
I feel like it also is difficult to focus if you're in like a spot in your house where you can see everything else. Like we're already so distracted by phones and technology that yeah, I can totally see open concept living being overwhelming and distracting. And it's interesting because your home is supposed to be your place where like you feel at peace. But yeah, if it's open concept and like the rest of the world is open concept and then
Oh
your
yeah.
home is open concept, it's like then you really only have your bedroom, which
Mm-hmm.
our place is pretty open concept. So now I'm going to spiral thinking it. No, I'm just
But
kidding.
then also you have like, well, if one area is messy, you're in your living room and you just see dishes and it's like, now that's looking at me.
Yeah.
You know, like it can get a little like, yeah, I think overwhelming is like a good general word, or like there's laundry over there. I see them. I literally am looking at laundry I need to do.
I'm going to start walking around in like a sleeping mask.
You're like, I'm just not going to look at things anymore. We don't need to. But yeah, so I think a change of scenery, the new season, just like all of these like growth opportunities are going to allow me to jump back more into those things that give me everyday joy outside of just like a little bit. You know, doing a little bit of something every day. I don't need to
Yeah.
spend 5 hours straight on a puzzle, or do I?
No. And a puzzle's fine. Not to tell you what to do. A puzzle's fine, but I feel like you want to do like your cross stitching stuff
Yeah, I
and that
do
kind
want
of
to
stuff
be
more.
more creative with my pursuits.
Yeah.
I like puzzles when I want to. I just got some cool new ones, so I really want to like do them. They're a good like brain teasers for me, but also like it's not just doing that, it's also, you're right, getting back into the creative.
Yeah, because I feel like you like things that help you like check a box, like you completed it. And
Oh yeah.
like reading books, you can check a box. Doing a puzzle, you can check a box. But like
Mm-hmm.
the cross stitch thing and the creativity thing that you want to get into is less check a box and more like almost like opposite, like get a little messy or like make a
Mm-hmm.
mistake and like fix it, or like you make a few mistakes and then you leave it and then you just focus on being
Mm-hmm.
better at the next project or something.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I know I look for a lot of box checking side activities in a way, because some of the work that I do doesn't, it just persists. Like these projects just persist and there's
Yeah.
no real like, I completed this, that sense of like satisfaction of something's done, because they're going for months and months and months. So
Hmm.
getting some of that completion is nice, to say like, okay, I did it. I finished that. But also like I am a little bit creative, but also I'm not super creative. You know, I'm writing code.
I think you're pretty creative. You just,
But
like you said, you're not applying it.
yeah, I think that'll be easier to jump back into once all of this chaos is sort of stopped in the next couple
Yeah.
weeks. So
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. So we're on a needs improvement, moving up to okay. For
Did I
that
do the
one.
sound for that one?
You did the needs improvement
Okay.
sound, so I think that's fine. We don't need to
Okay.
hear it again. I'm good. I've heard it enough.
Yeah.
Back to you again for your last resolution.
Okay, my last one is like better establishing our podcast. And I said by the end of the year, I wanted a comprehensive like 1,000 followers. So that could be like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Spotify, whatever. I would say like we're on the way there. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think it takes the like establishing is like front loaded in the beginning of like, okay, we just need to like keep being consistent as we can. So I'm going to say the middle one just because like it's in progress, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to start focusing more on like the growth aspect of it because now we're doing the consistent thing. So this is my okay, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm actually my plan is like to spend a majority of tomorrow trying to work on like growth ideas and things like that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. Obviously, you want to grow. Please, again, share this, Abby.
Yeah,
Share all of it.
we can't grow without you all's support. So
Mhm.
leave us a review, like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend, post on your story, print it out and put it on your fridge so when people come over they can see it. Text it to your friends.
We also love hearing all your stories and thoughts too. Like,
Yeah.
the more we can get of that also creates fun, like in conversations and more
Yeah.
of everything for y'all too. So we love hearing all those stories. They're great.
I know. They're my favorite.
But yeah, so I think overall we're growing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll do another, I guess it's April. We could do another check-in in like September or something. Maybe like a second mid-year review of
Yeah, that
third-year
like
review.
that meeting that you make with your boss like before it's too late, where you can actually have time to like meet
Wait,
your
what do I need to
goals.
fix right now to get
So
that?
we should
Whatever.
probably do it in like August.
That makes sense. Yeah, August is 8, April's 4, December's 12. So
Let's do August.
perf. All right, y'all heard it here. We're circling back to
We're
another
touching
mid-year
base
review.
again in August.
I'm gonna learn more of that jargon so I can say more of it.
Thanks for listening to episode 10 of Life in the Party. We hope that you all are proud of us and our accomplishments, and you guys are rooting us on.
Please tell us in the chat.
Exceeding expectations for all of our goals. We want to hear this from y'all, basically in the comments. So, thank you, and also let us know how you're doing. We remember that you submitted a word for your 2025, so let us know how you're doing. And thanks for listening.
Yeah, follow us where we said. Love you guys so much. I mean, we said it already, so.
Yeah, just like please rewind and listen again to where we said. Actually, we didn't say our channels. We just said to like.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Okay.
Blank, 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 and blank.
Follow us at Life in the Party Pod on Instagram and YouTube, I think, and Life in the Party on TikTok. Love you guys so much.
Billy. Bye.
That sound is great.